The last time you lost money on a trade, it probably wasn't because you missed something. It was because your brain found one more thing. You saw the setup and you understood the risk. Then your intelligence offered you one more angle, one more reason to wait or to adjust. That's not a discipline problem. That's an architecture problem in your trading. You're sitting at your desk after work, watching your trading position go red, and you can feel it building. Your brain is constructing a case. You are sitting there thinking, this time is different. The market will turn. My analysis runs deeper than what the chart is showing. And every second that case builds, it costs you money. But here's where it gets worse. The next time you sit down to trade, your brain will hand you an insight that feels too sharp to ignore. And every time you follow it and lose, the distance between who you are at work and who you are at the charts grows a little wider. By the end of this video, you will have the 3-rule system that turns your intelligence off at the exact moment it starts costing you money. Generally, the traders with the most trading knowledge in any room are almost never the most profitable. Past a certain point, the more a trader knows, the less they keep. In 2001, a critical care specialist named Peter Pronovost at Johns Hopkins Hospital noticed something that shouldn't have been true. Experienced clinicians in his ICU were routinely skipping basic infection prevention steps during central line insertions. That is, threading a catheter into a main vein. Steps they knew by heart, but they didn't consistently perform. So Pronovost introduced a 5-item checklist. Wash hands, use sterile drips, clean the skin, avoid the highest risk insertion point, and remove unnecessary catheters. Nothing on the list was new to a single person in that building. The result was uncomfortable for the experts. Central line infections in the ICU dropped by 2/3, not because the checklist taught them anything, but because it made their expertise irrelevant during execution. The more a clinician knew, the more approaches they could justify in any given moment, and the more their brain searched for the optimal choice instead of performing the proven one. Each additional option did not sharpen their judgment. It gave their intuition a larger menu of justifications for skipping what worked. You've done the research and you've studied more about trading than most people ever will. Then you sit down to take a trade, and your brain offers one more angle, one more reason to adjust, and you follow it. Because ignoring your own intelligence feels reckless. I call this the cleverness tax. It's the measurable cost of running your intelligence during the execution phase of a trade. Take your last 20 trades and split them into 2 groups. Group 1 is trades where you followed your written rules exactly. And group 2 is trades where you added extra analysis and made a last-minute adjustment. Most traders who actually do this exercise discover something uncomfortable. Their rule-following trades outperform their adjustment trades, and it's not even close. High IQ does not produce trading consistency, but sustained discipline and a clear trading process actually do. That's not motivational advice. It's what the numbers show when you stop lying to yourself about which trades are actually making you money. Intelligence becomes profitable the moment it stops touching live trades. So now you know the cost, but knowing it does not tell you where the boundary sits. The exact point where your intelligence shifts from being an asset to a liability in your trading. Traders who spend less total time on their trading process each week consistently outperform traders who spend more. Not because they are lazier and not because they know less. Something about reducing the analysis window changes the quality of what happens inside it. When I started trading, price charts looked like a foreign language, so I added indicators thinking they would help me understand what price was doing. Each new line on the chart felt like progress because my brain was doing what it does best, gathering more data and building a more complete picture. But one evening, I was staring at the chart, so covered in lines and colors that I could barely see the candles underneath. I'd open the platform every night after work and add one more thing. An oscillator here, a moving average there. Telling myself each one brought me closer to seeing what the market was really doing. Some indicators said buy, others said wait, and I sat there running the same analytical process that worked in every other area of my life, weighing the evidence, looking for the edge that my intelligence could find that simple traders would miss. I took the trade and I blew up my account. And the next morning, I opened the platform again because that's what you do. And you tell yourself, that was a one-off. The analysis was right. The market just didn't cooperate. And you add another indicator because maybe the problem wasn't that you had too much information. Maybe it was that you didn't have enough. The shift didn't come from a new strategy. It came from advice I received early on that initially felt wrong. Actively look for distractions after placing a trade. Not monitor less. Actively find something else to do. It sounded ridiculous, and I almost ignored it because I had spent years building my trading knowledge, and the advice was to walk away from the one part of trading I thought I had gotten right. But when I tested it, something changed. My win rate didn't improve, and that was not the point. What changed was that I stopped overriding good setups with last-minute insights, and I stopped holding losing trades because I'd convinced myself the market would turn. The improvement did not come from making better trading decisions. It came from making fewer of them. So it's Wednesday evening, you are at the kitchen table, laptop open, and the setup is there. Trend, level, signal. But before you enter, your brain offers you something. A news headline about interest rates, a divergence on the oscillator you added last week. And instead of entering the trade your rules approved, your cursor hovers over the entry button without clicking. You open another tab, run the numbers one more way, and by the time you decide the entry has moved against you, you are telling yourself, I'll wait for a better one. That wasn't quite right anyway. Your intelligence just cost you the trade your rules would have taken. I call it the brain clock out. It splits your trading into two phases, and the rule is absolute. They never overlap. Phase one is the engineering phase, and this is where your intelligence belongs. You analyze markets, review your journal, you update your rules, and stress test your system. You do everything your smart brain is designed to do. And you do it when the market is closed and your emotions are not involved. Most traders already do some version of this. Phase. But what they've never been given is a hard boundary that tells it where to stop. Phase two is the execution phase. And this is where your intelligence is burnt. You open your charts and you check for three things: trend, level, signal. If all three are present, you enter. If anyone is missing, you close the charts and walk away. No additional analysis and no room for trading opinions. I personally don't think during the execution phase. I used to believe that was wasting my edge, but it turns out that silence is the edge. So same evening, same kitchen table, but this time you check three things: trend present, level reached, signal formed. You enter, set your stop loss price, take profit, and close the charts. And when your brain offers that interested headline again, you let it sit there, unanswered. That silence is the clock out working. The system I just described works because it is built on your specific analysis, your rules, and your edge. You'll run your first Sunday session, map your setups, and take a clean Monday trade. Then Wednesday hits, and your engineering phase surfaces a question it can't answer on its own. Which specific trading weakness should the whole system be built around? I can teach you the structure, but the structure only works when it's aimed at the right target. And misdiagnosing that weakness is how smart people build the right trading system around the wrong problem. That's exactly what the free 3-minute diagnostic quiz in the description below catches before you waste another 3 months. take it before your first Sunday session. But the engineering phase has a specific structure that makes it impossible to waste. And that's where the real trading transformation lives. Understanding the system does not predict whether the split survives its first week. Traders who fully understand the two-phase split and genuinely agree with it fail to install it at the same rate as traders who've never heard of it. In 1970, a young programmer named 𝒔𝒕𝒂𝒎𝒑 built one of the first computerized trading systems. He fed price data into an IBM mainframe, and the system followed trends, cut losses mechanically, and removed human judgment from every trading decision. The system worked, and that's when the problem started. Management at the brokerage where 𝒔𝒂𝒎𝒑 worked saw the returns and couldn't leave them alone. They kept saying, "The system is good, but we can see things that it can't." They started overriding the system signals with their own analysis. A smarter entry here, a better exit there. They even changed the system parameters to generate more trades, because more trades meant more commission revenue for the firm. Their performance dropped. Same system, same markets, same data. The only variable that changed was intelligent people adding their opinions to the execution phase. They understood the system, believed in it, and still couldn't stop improving it. Comprehension did not save them. It just gave them better justifications for interfering. So 𝒔𝒂𝒎𝒑 left. He took the approach, managed accounts independently, and did something most traders would find terrifying. During market hours, he let the trading system execute while he did other things. He didn't watch or adjust. He didn't add one more variable because his analysis told him this time was different. Over the next 16 years, that approach turned $5,000 into $15 million. Every time you override your checklist with a last-minute insight, you are the management that couldn't leave 𝒔𝒂𝒎𝒑 system alone. I call it the Sunday engineer. Step 1, open a blank document with 3 sections: mistake review, checklist update, and weekly setups. Step 2, set a recurring 30-minute block on your calendar for 1 session per week when markets are closed. And this is your only permitted engineering session for the week. In that session, you answer 3 questions before touching a single chart. First, which of your last 10 trades broke a rule, and what specific rule did it break? The second question tests something different. Is your checklist complete enough to prevent last week's specific trading mistakes? And the final question is where it gets specific. What are your exact trading setups for this coming week, including the markets, the levels, and the entry signals you will accept? You write those setups down. Print your 3 questions and stick them next to your screen. From Monday through Friday, when you open the charts, your only job is to match what you see against what you wrote. Every trading decision already happened on Sunday, when the market could not influence you. Trend present, level reached, signal formed. If anyone is no, you close the charts. Every Sunday, score your week. Did you trade only what you wrote? Yes or no? Miss a Sunday and you restart from week 1. One exception teaches your brain the boundary is negotiable, and negotiable boundaries don't survive contact with a live market. A trading plan you override is not a plan, it's a suggestion. And suggestions don't survive contact with a red candle. 4 Sundays is all it takes to stop being the smart person who can't trade and become the engineer who build a machine that trades for them. Simple rules, followed simply, compound silently. And profitable trading does not feel like winning. It feels quiet. But here's what's already happening. This video just told your brain to stop doing the one thing it's best at. And you can already feel the pull to negotiate. That analysis wasn't just costing you money. It was giving you a sense of control. And without it, the next time you sit down to execute, your brain will offer you a thought that you have no system for handling. That's exactly what I cover in my video on how I automated my trading discipline and won at trading. It gives you the specific system for making your brain's interference physically impossible, not just unwanted. The system stops the thoughts from reaching your trades. So see you in that video.